it was a rough last couple of weeks. Hey, welcome back to my channel and also my second monthly check-in. And in this video as well, I also recap my last training vlog and how I was feeling mentally and physically. So there has been some minor increases in my physique measurements. I'm currently averaging 52 kilos, so that's only 0.5 kilos up from my previous check-in. My body fat has increased to 17% from 16%, which is expected as I am in my 4th week of a bulk. My shoulders are 99 centimeters, chest 88 centimeters, waist is 65.5 centimeters, and hips are 88 centimeters. So only minor increases, mainly to my hips and my waist. So with my food as well, my calories have increased since the last time. So I'm currently on 2,354 calories. Carbs have gone up to a whopping 310 grams. Fat has increased to 70 grams and my protein still remains at 121 grams. I'm still struggling with my fat intake. Like, sure, I'll have the occasional almond or like put a bit of sesame oil to season my food, but I'm still really struggling to hit my fat. Of course, I can probably eat like a half tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream and call it a day and say I've hit my fat target, but I do want to stay somewhat clean with the way I take my fats. I think in my head, because I know that 1 gram of fat is equated to 9 calories, I'm worried that if I say like go 2 hams with adding coconut oil to my cooking, it'll somehow tip the scale over on my fat intake. So when I think that it's time for prep, when I'm cutting my calories a bit, I'll have to get my coach to write me like say a 3-day meal prep plan, just so I can follow it and I don't have to stress about what foods I'm eating and how to hit those macros. With training, I still train 5 times a week, so Mondays and Wednesdays are lower body, Tuesdays and Fridays are upper body, and my Saturdays are for full body. And of course, I still don't do any cardio. So I think the last time I checked in with you guys was probably week 2 of my training block. I was feeling super strong and super motivated in my 3rd week of training, nailing all my prescribed exercises and also nailing my technique as well. Then final week came. I was still riding that feeling of being super strong. Tuesday night, my curiosity got the better of me. For that training block, I did deadlifts on Wednesday, so I was like, okay, final week of training block, I want to see what my coach has prescribed me in weights, sets and reps, and that was the worst mistake of my life. 5 sets of 5, 92.5 kilo deadlifts. The heaviest weight I've ever done for reps, and I psyched myself out. So I did this thing when I follow a program that I don't look at the weights or how many reps or sets I'm doing the day before or any time, just because I know that it's all a mental game for me. I do my warm-ups with those lifts and then I'll look at my program to see how much I'm actually supposed to go to. So that way my body's still in shock when I actually do that exercise. My dumbass is too excited. I did my first 2 sets, they were okay. And then everything started to go downhill on set 3. I was mentally exhausted from psyching myself up that much, and as a result my form suffered, which then also made me physically exhausted for actually having to make up for my shit form. I still did the 5 sets though, with great difficulty. The rest of the week was spent trying to recover from that one session, and by Saturday, which was squat day, I was not feeling it. I couldn't even make any mind-muscle connection. It was like my nerves were completely shocked and I couldn't feel a single thing. 4 sets of 6 82.5 kilo squats wasn't that heavy for me for how many reps I was doing, but oh my god, was my form questionable. You might have noticed from my physique that I am extremely quad dominant. So before squat day, I would generally have to warm up with some sort of mind muscle connection exercises. So think like banded squats, banded hip abductions, banded hip thrusts, banded crab walks, you name it. Just so that I can get that mind muscle connection to my booty. But on that day, no matter how many sets of those I did, I still couldn't get that connection. So I said, fork it. Did my squats and built my quads. My form was beginning to crack as I did more reps, just because my body was still trying to recover from Wednesday. But I pushed through it. Now, I knew from the beginning of my previous training block that I would need a deload week just to recover from everything. And let me tell you, it wasn't great either. I still felt mentally and physically exhausted. Day 4 of deload week, and also no caffeine. Every deload week, I essentially try to have no caffeine just because it's the one week where I have no excuse to consume caffeine, just because I'm not going to be pushing myself that hard for any of my sessions just because it's deload. And it's just been really shit so far. I have no appetite. I have no motivation to train or to even do anything. And up until today, I had no clue as to why. I initially thought that it might have had something to do with my last week of training block, just because it was the last week and my weights, reps and sets were really high. It might have drained me. Deload week isn't supposed to be hard. It's just literally supposed to keep your body moving while your muscles are recovering and you're mentally recovering. But I just didn't want to exercise at all this week, and I'm really struggling to even do any exercise. Like, I did hip thrusts, and generally like I get really good mind muscle connection, but for some reason this week I could feel nothing and it was all quad dominant. And it's just really shit because I know what I'm doing, I know the techniques that I'm doing, I know all the cues and everything, but I'm just not having that mind muscle connection to actually activate my glutes for them. And then with my appetite as well, I'm not sure why, TMI, but my gut's been playing up a little bit and I've been super like gassy, and it's just, I've just had an upset stomach throughout the whole time, and I think that's also affected my appetite a little bit. I'm not as hungry as I normally am, and it's weird because generally I'd feel really hungry around like maybe 3-4 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready for like my dinner, or like I'm ready for a snack or something like that, but nothing. Like after breakfast, after I've done my like workout for deload, I don't even feel like having lunch, but I still try to like, you know, shove it down because I know that's what I need to do. But even after lunch, I just completely forget about the snacks that I bring to work and everything, and I'm like, I'm not even hungry, or I don't even want to eat it. And then when dinner rolls around, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I've just got to force this down my throat again. And then had an epiphany today as well, on the toilet. No boundaries. It's going to be real honest. I do my best thinking in the bathroom for some reason, like in the shower, on the toilet. I'm thinking it might have something to do with my caffeine intake, because I'm not having any caffeine whatsoever. It might just be messing around with my hormones, with my mental state, and just everything. Caffeine's an appetite suppressant and I'm not taking any, so I'm not sure why I wouldn't have an appetite if I'm not taking any caffeine. And then on top of that, like, I know I'm probably having caffeine withdrawals because I'm feeling like no motivation and just super low energy. However, in the past, when I have done deloads without caffeine, it has never been this bad. Like, it's always been fine. Like, I take deload week as time for my body to recover but still stay active and still, you know, not lose all the hard work I've put in. But this week is, up until today, has just been so difficult to even push through a workout. And I almost cried when I got home today, so yeah. So here we are at present day. Not gonna lie, my appetite is still down the gutter, but I am excited for this training block. With my increase of food, I'll hopefully see some physical gains in my booty and also my upper body. I'm definitely more motivated now just because I know I'm this much closer to actually starting competition prep. So that is definitely motivating me a lot more. So stick around for my next video. Hit the red subscribe button and turn on the notification bell just so you know when I will post my next video. Comment down below and like this video if you've enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!